Have you ever had one of those brilliant light bulb moment ideas and then just thought, okay, now what? If that sounds familiar, then you're in the right place. We're about to open up the essential toolkit you need to take that idea from just a thought into something real.
Yeah, this is the real question, isn't it? That spark of genius, that's often the easy part. The truly hard part is the follow-through, the actual nuts and bolts of making it happen. So where on earth do you even start? Well, we start by putting on our first hat, the architect. Think of this as the master of structure, the one who draws the blueprint for our idea. In the professional world, this is just called project management. It's really the art of bringing some order to all that creative chaos.
So let's get specific. What is a project anyway? It's not just your everyday run-of-the-mill work. A project is more like a special mission. It's temporary, so it has a clear start and a clear finish. And its whole purpose is to create something totally unique. Could be a new app, a building, or heck, even planning a wedding.
Okay, at the very heart of managing any project, you're going to find this constant, tricky balancing act. It's a fundamental law of getting things done, and it's called the triple constraint. You're always juggling three things that are fighting against each other: time, cost, and scope.
The easiest way to think about this is like a three-way seesaw. Let's say your boss comes to you and says, "Hey, I need this done faster." Well, you can see the trade-off right here. To go faster, you're probably going to have to spend more money. Or you'll have to reduce the scope, maybe deliver fewer features. You just can't change one of these without messing with the others. It's kind of like the physics of project management.
So if the architect is all about building the thing right, our next role, the strategist, comes in and asks a much, much bigger question. This is the world of business consulting. You see, before a single brick gets laid, the strategist takes a big step back. They're not just looking at the blueprint, they're looking at the entire neighborhood, the entire city. They're analyzing the market, checking out the competition, and making absolutely sure that the project is aimed at the right target to actually win.
And this shows you that strategic thinking isn't just guesswork. It's a very deliberate process. It all starts by finding your unique corner of the world, your niche. Then you set super clear, smart goals. From there, you package what you do into concrete offerings and finally build the network to make it all happen. It's a roadmap to doing things with purpose.
Okay, so we have our architect and our strategist. Now it's time to give them their first power tool. And this one is absolutely essential for both of them. It's all about deeply understanding people. This is our empathy engine.
This right here is such a powerful little insight from psychology. When we talk about users or customers as this big, faceless group, it's really hard for our brains to feel any real connection. We just aren't wired for it. But the moment we focus on just one single person, a switch flips inside our heads. And that's why this next technique works so well. This is basically how we hack our own brains for the better. Instead of trying to design something for a vague community, we design it for one specific, made-up person, our minimal persona. It's a simple little profile that makes our target user feel incredibly real to the whole team.
We actually give this persona a face, a name. Let's call her Jane. Then we ask two really simple questions. What's Jane's #1 goal? And what does she usually do? All of a sudden, we're not just building a generic system, we're building it for Jane, who's a busy traveler that just wants to get to her hotel room fast. Every decision becomes so much clearer.
All right, we have structure, strategy, and empathy. Let's switch gears and grab our final power tool. Because in a world that is just flooded with information, how do you get anyone to actually pay attention to your great idea? Well, you need a creative spark. This idea is called guerrilla marketing. It's for the problem solver who has way more imagination than they have money. It's all about creating surprise, making a huge impression, and getting people to talk about you by doing something they absolutely did not see coming. Let me show you the difference. An ordinary ad, it shows you a picture of a snake on a billboard. Fine. A guerrilla ad makes people experience the idea. You don't just see an ad for the zoo, you see a public bus that looks like it's being squeezed to death by a giant snake. I mean, which one are you going to remember? Which one are you going to pull your phone out for? Okay, let's talk about one of the most legendary examples ever. Just picture this, a totally normal, peaceful town square somewhere in Belgium, and right smack in the middle of it, somebody has put a big red button on a stand.
And there's a sign hanging right above it with a simple invitation, push to add drama. Now be honest, what would you do? Of course you'd push it. Everybody would push it. And for the people who did, their quiet afternoon was suddenly interrupted by an ambulance, a shootout, a football team, and a high-speed chase. It was all a brilliant stunt for the TV channel TNT to prove their slogan, "We know drama." Absolutely unforgettable. So, we've got the architect's structure, the strategist's direction, the empathy engine, and the creative spark. How do all these different tools fit together to create the ultimate problem solver's toolkit?
The real key takeaway here is that success today is almost never about being a master of just one of these things. It's about how you integrate them. You need the discipline of an architect to build it right, the wisdom of a strategist to build the right thing, the empathy to build something people actually want, and the creativity to make them care in the first place.
And that leaves us with one final big question to chew on. As the world gets more and more complex, where should we really be focusing our energy? Is the future going to be won by the best planner, the sharpest strategist, or the wildest creative? Or is the most important skill of all just being able to blend the three together?